I think Rosanne should definitely be the next Mrs. International because she's just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside, and she's an excellent role model for young women.
When Mark started,
I am very happy to know Rosanne. I think she's an inspiration to everybody around. She has a giving heart. She's very confident and she's very loving to everybody around her. And her platform just gives you an idea about how loving Rosanne really, really is. And I wish her nothing but the best of luck.
Rosanne should be the next Mrs. International. I've known her for 6 years, and over those years she's been like, she's become my daughter. She's just I love her to pieces.
You gotta vote for Rosanne. Come on, she's genuine, she's beautiful, she's a loving, kind, and people person. Why shouldn't she be the next Mrs. International? Gotta vote for her. She's gonna capture your heart. She's awesome.
Is one of our green ambassadors, and it's a program that's going to continue after the pageant. It's not going to.
I think Rosanne should be the next Mrs. International because she is a ball of fire. She believes in everything she says, and she's the best.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Well, it's been brought up several times today that she's as sweet inside as she is outside, and I know that she cares for people. And I think her program that she has with the food is incredible because people do get hungry. And she has a heart for people's needs.
Rosanne would make an excellent Mrs. International. I've only known her for a little while now, and I've only spoken to her for a couple of times, but all I have to say is she's always willing to help, and she is one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met.
Rosanne will be the next Mrs. International because she's caring, she's compassionate, she believes in her community, she's dedicated to not only her cause, but the cause of the greater good for all of our country, not just her community, and she believes in what she's doing and she lives it every day with her and her husband. Good luck. We're in for a fashion treat today as she models her wardrobe for the week while she's in Jacksonville, Florida. She's going to be showing us her dresses and gowns as she works her way from arrival all the way through the final moments of the new Mrs. International is crowned. So with that, Rosanne is going to arrive on July 17th in this darling, bright, neon sundress.
Are you going to come with me?
By Sequin Hearts. She will glow with excitement as she arrives to live her dream of competing at a national pageant. The dress is sponsored by her father, George Leinhardt, who is a Rose sponsor. So that is her arrival. All right, while she's changing, I would like to introduce a special guest that we have. She is also from the same pageant system, but she is the teen representative who happens to be in Iowa for a while. From Arizona. She is Miss Teen Arizona International 2016, Garen Harris. If you just want to give us a little intro of yourself and your platform and stuff.
Sure. Hello everyone, I am Garen Harris, like you mentioned, and I'm actually from Yuma, Arizona, which is a long ways away from here. But my dad is actually working in Iowa for a little bit. He's a pilot. So we're crop dusting out here. So that's why I'm out here in Little Iowa. So I just recently contacted Rosanne to see if she could help me maybe find some appearances out here and find some things to do because I've never been to Iowa before. My platform, so let me explain a little bit. Every person that competes in the pageant has a platform, and it's a community service organization or a cause that you're passionate about. My personal platform is called Dancing Through the Pain. My mother was diagnosed with transverse myelitis when I was 3 years old, so she suffered with chronic pain for about 14 years now. I've been a ballet dancer since the age of 2, so I took basic ballet stretches, exercises, and dance moves that I learned and applied them to my mom and realized that it could help. So then I created a whole program called Dancing Through the Pain, and I go around and I teach these classes that have these exercises in them to children's hospitals, regular hospitals, nursing homes, and schools. And to me, it's really all about starting a chain reaction of exercises that can really help people or help anyone that's dealing with pain.
She is going to provide us some violin performance a little bit later. You might ask, what is Mrs. International? If you're not familiar with pageants, there are about as many pageants as there are young women out in the world, and I'm not exaggerating. Being involved there, the main ones everyone hears of are Miss USA and Miss America, of course, because we see those on TV. But there are a ton of other pageants out there. In the pageant industry, there's a joke: if you want a crown, there's a pageant for you to win the crown. There's a lot of there's blitz pageants, there's a lot of natural pageants. A lot of the pageants have now switched and focused where the platforms, so that you're actually not only getting a title and a crown, but you're actually going out and doing something that you believe in and that you're bettering your community. And I think those of us that are truly involved and that stay involved, that's why we're involved, is because we see the difference that's making, one, that it's making in our community, but two, the difference that the pageants are making for the young women or the women up the chain that the pageant makes. I have judged pageants now for 5 years, and I have seen some of the girls that, the first year that I was judging them to this summer, it's amazing the growth that they have, what they do in their communities. I mean, it really is, it's not just about beauty and everything in the pageant industry, it's about what you're doing for your community. And that is partly what Mrs. International was developed for. The International Pageant System was developed to promote today's married woman, their accomplishments and commitment to family and marriage. Around the world, women are finding the system to be an opportunity to work with their husbands, with their families, to become positive role models in their communities. Being the premier pageant for married women has given Mrs. International a chance to open doors for married women around the globe. International also has a Miss division for unmarried women, and then the teen division. So they've branched out into all areas. The Mrs. International competition is going to be held July 22nd and 23rd in the Times Union Center of the Performing Arts in Jacksonville, Florida. I'd say it's probably going to be cooler down there than it is here, the way the weather's been lately. The exciting events and activities lead up to the pageant begin in Jacksonville on the 18th, and they're going to be there for a whole week. Pageant events will give each contestant an opportunity to learn about their customs and family life in other countries, because there are contestants from all around the globe that are coming to compete. Along with the chance to share their beliefs and make new friends during the entire week of activities leading up to the 2 exciting evenings of competition. All right, so the actual pageant week will start on July 18th with orientation. This will be the first time Rosanne will meet the other 61 lovely women competing for the Mrs. International title and crown. Rosanne is going to wow in her City Triangles red cocktail dress with Aurora Borealis crystal cuff accents and her custom-made Mark DeFang pageant pumps. The dress is sponsored by her father, and the shoes are a Cinderella sponsor gift from Mr. and Mrs. Mullins and Christy Merkins. And I have to take a little bit of credit for the shoes.
Yes.
Because when we were coaching, when we met and she showed me the dress, I told her she needed something more sparkly on the bottom, and I put her in touch with Mark DeFang, who is a wonderful shoe designer out of New York, and all of his shoes are custom made. Every stone is applied by hand.
Wow.
And not to be outdone by the women, I had to have my own pair, so. All right. What do we think of that one? Hopefully she has a guard going with her to guard the shoes. Yeah. All right, so we're going to introduce Ann Jaeger from Boutique 20.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming today. I'm so happy that all of you came to support Rosanne. I have had the pleasure of knowing Rosanne for about 14 years now. She came to work at the City of Sioux City, where I worked as well, and she was a trial attorney, and I worked in the city manager's office, and I worked closely with her sometimes, and I can say that she's not only bright and smart and funny, she's just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. And so when I heard that she was Mrs. Iowa International, I was very excited, because that's who I picture as the perfect role model that I would want for my daughters and other people. So again, thanks for coming. Oh, our store, we have been here since November of 2014. We have a variety of clothing and boutique items, and we also have the online store as well. Don't forget to look around when the program is over, and let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything while you're here today. So thanks again.
The mission of Mrs. International is simply to make a difference. It was started 27 years ago. Mrs. International was developed to have a higher standard than other pageant systems. The focus behind Mrs. International is, of course, to showcase women 21 to 56 years old, married at least 6 months, and a resident of the state or a citizen of the country that she represents. Each contestant is going to compete at nationals in interview competition for 50% of her overall score, evening gown for 25%, and fitness wear for 25%. Each contestant also has the opportunity, as we mentioned, to select a platform of her choice that she then spends the year promoting. Husbands are a direct part of the show, escorting their wives in the evening gown competition, and the lucky husband will get to crown the lucky winner with the crown of the national title. So that's a little bit different than a lot of the pageants that we're used to, and it's kind of a neat concept that they have within the system. On July 19th, all of the contestants will have a sightseeing day in Jacksonville, Florida. The ladies will visit the historical sites, including the Fountain of Youth. Roseanne's going to bring back the secret. They're going to do some shopping at the outlet mall and finish the day touring the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rosanne will breeze through the day in this red and white shift dress by Elizabeth McKay. She will pair the dress with easy nude sandals. She's also going to wear, maybe she's going to wear it with white flower sandals.
Yes.
She will also wear this ensemble to the first hotel rehearsal that will be held after dinner that evening. A large portion of their week in Jacksonville is rehearsals. A large portion of their week. So that is for day 2. All right, and I'm going to introduce Jody Mercurial.
Hi, my name's Jody, and I'm one of Roseanne's sponsors. I don't remember what level I am, but I sponsored her under my creative arts company called Maisie's Mom, and I have some cards over there on the table. I have a Facebook page under Maisie's Mom, and you can see some of the work I've done. I kind of found out by accident that I have a pretty creative mind. When I was like in my mid-30s, I found out that I'm pretty good at painting and drawing, and now I'm getting into some vinyl work that's just kind of getting started. I've known Rosanne since high school. We were sorority sisters in college, and somebody asked me recently why I think she should be Mrs. International 2016, and my first gut reaction is, have you met Rosanne? Because she's made for this. She's wonderful, beautiful on the inside and out, a great role model, great character. We all love her, obviously. You can't not love Rosanne, so thank you.
So at the competition, they have their competition, they announce, I believe it's a top 16. There's another part of the competition that is called the People's Choice Award. And you can actually go onto their website and vote by clicking on the person, and then it pulls up the site. It's $2 per vote, and with a minimum of 5 votes. So basically, if you're going to go vote, you're basically giving her, what's that math? $10. I didn't graduate in math, so. So something that I would like to maybe see us do today, and if anyone wants to join in, you're more than welcome, is that I'm going to put up the first $20, and anybody that wants to throw money in, we will then put in the online votes to get Rosanne some more votes for the People's Choice. So if you want to, anyone that wants to put into it, it can be $2 all the way up to however much. Keep in mind that it's $2 per vote, and then we will enter that all online and get some votes going for her, and maybe she can be announced as the People's Choice. And we'll take that all the way through the end of the day. Rosanne's platform, which I think is so unique and something that I have not seen in all the years I've been doing pageants. We get so used to the breast cancer and the HIV and the bullying and all the stuff that is pertinent out there. But she took something that her and Chad do and turned it into something where she not only has a statewide partner, she has a national partner, and it's helping people take food that they grow that they're not going to use, turn it around and give it to people who don't have food at home. And I just had my neighbor give me food, and now it's getting me thinking, okay, so if I can go take what we don't use, I can give it to part of the Green Ambassador program and help somebody else in town where I live. So we can talk to Rosanne more about her platform, because I know she's very passionate about it. She posts all the time about it. She posts more than most people I know on Facebook. So if you're not following her, you need to follow her, because she's always doing something and it's always involved with her platform. So on July 20th, rehearsals for the pageant will be going in full force. She will participate in 2 4-hour rehearsals. She'll be practicing both at the hotel and the Times Union Center for the Performing Arts, the venue where the actual pageant will be held. She will wear this dress from Eva and Lola party dress for her first day of rehearsals. This is a special dress because it was purchased in Poland at the village where her grandparents lived before they immigrated to the U.S. in 1910. Chad and Rosanne visited the village on their honeymoon in 2014. All right, I'd like to introduce Liz and the Mrs. Iowa Sweethearts.
I'm Liz, and this is Grace and Nora, and they are Rosanne's sweethearts. I have known Rosanne for about 4 years now. Rosanne and I barely go a day without talking. She is like the second mother to both of my children, and they are super honored to be her sweethearts this year. Braids will never be the same after this year. Rosanne is perfect to be Mrs. Iowa and should be Mrs. International as well. Rosanne is one of the sweetest, most caring people I've ever met. She would do anything for her friends, or anyone really, and she's always there no matter what the situation is. So we are honored to be with her most of the way.
I see 2 future pageant contestants.
Yes, I do. 2 future pageant.
Start saving.
Yeah.
Just open that account now and just keep it going. Rosanne has acquired quite a list of sponsors who have helped her get to this point and getting through nationals. I'm just gonna, if you're here and I read your name, wave, shout out, stand up. Her Cinderella sponsors, which I believe are people who've actually helped provide something she's using at nationals, are Suntan City, which I believe she just got lined up the other day. Ann Mize from Mary Kay. And Christy Merkin Mullins. She's helping. Lily corporate sponsors are Dream Dress, Art House Photography and Videography, and then Crowning Achievement Pageant Coaching. We'll do some more in a little bit. I've heard the door. Maybe not. Her Daisy sponsors are well, it says Jody Marie, but I already know that's not right? Of Maisie's mom, and Lois and Dennis Curie, Joy Powelson, and Miss Allie. It says Mrs. Iowa Sweetheart.
Oh, she lives in Missouri.
Oh, okay. So those are her Daisy sponsors. Her sunflower sponsors, do you see a theme here with the sponsor names? All flowers. Her sunflower sponsors are Tom and Paulette Powelson, Boutique 20 Fashions and Gifts, and Tracy Siebold. Her peony sponsors are Gunderson's Fine Jewelry, Short Staff Inc. Her violet sponsors are Drilling Pharmacy and Security National Bank. So we can throw all of those. All right, on July 21st, the actual competition begins. Interviews will be held in the morning, and Rosanne will participate in a round-robin interview process where she will visit. She'll walk into a room, there'll be 5 tables, 5 different judges, and she'll have 5 minutes with each judge. She is so ready to tell them about her platform of gardening and the Green Ambassador program, which is her platform. For her interview, she will wear this classic black and white dress by Taylor, paired with retro spectator shoes. A little bit different twist on an interview. So she wants me to speak about where I come from. I've been involved in pageants. I've helped with Miss USA in Iowa, Miss America, Iowa. A couple years ago, I had a friend who had messaged me and wanted me to get involved with something he had going on. It was an online pageant called Miss Nationwide, so I jumped at the chance because he was offering state directorships. Last year I was state director for Miss Nationwide, Iowa and Nebraska, and it was the first year that he was having a live competition rather than it being an online pageant competition. And we went to nationals. My Miss Nebraska came home as 3rd runner-up, and my Miss Iowa came home with the national crown, which thus then said, well, maybe I should start doing some consulting and coaching. Since then, the gentleman who started it has decided to go on to other avenues that he's involved with, and has offered me the chance to take over as the national director for Miss Nationwide. So I jumped at that chance, and starting in October, we'll be going full force trying to rebuild the system. I also, as I said, have judged for National American Miss, which is another pageant, actually it's the largest pageant system in the U.S. because of their age divisions and how many young women compete. They have kids from 5, 6 all the way up to 18 years old that compete. It's all natural. There's strict guidelines as to what age the contestants can actually come out on stage with makeup on, and that's in the young teens. There's talent competition, there's optional competitions. It's very much about building the young women who compete in NAM, and this will be my 4th year judging for them. And as I said, I have seen some of the young girls and young women who have competed year after year after year. The growth in them is amazing. I follow a lot of them on Facebook, and to see what they're doing in their communities and the support that they have is pretty much one of the reasons why I stay involved doing this. I have friends who are, why are you involved in pageants? You're a guy. I mean, what's the deal? Pageants are for girls. You know what? Pageants are for everybody, and it's even more for everybody when they're out there making a huge difference in their communities, giving up their time. A lot of these young women, they go to school, they come home, they're out promoting, they're speaking, they're working, volunteering in their communities. And when you think about, I'm from small town Iowa, and sports were the big thing. I mean, if you weren't in sports, you didn't do anything. And families will spend countless dollars for their young sons to be in every sport, to excel in that. Pageants are the female version of sports. And for the women who can excel, and as you know, it really makes a difference in their life, and it takes them from here to here, and it's really truly where a lot of our future leaders, women leaders, are going to come from and are coming from. You ready? All right, in the afternoon, after interviews, Rosanne will be back, amazingly, at rehearsals wearing this soft peach cocktail dress by SL Fashions. She loves the ruffles and the silver strappy shoes, and of course it will be very comfortable as they are rehearsing and learning everything they need to know for their national performance. See, after this, they're going to want to go to Jacksonville with you.
I know.
I'll get their suitcase packed.
They need a chaperone to
Good luck, Mitzi. I'll have a staycation here.
Okay. I'd like to introduce Shannon Drilling.
Actually Sharon Drilling, and I'm representing Drilling Pharmacy. We're located up in Peters Park area, across the street from the library on Morningside Avenue. Not only are we a pharmacy, we're also a gift shop, so there's lots of things there to please everybody. It's pretty diversified. I've only really known Rosanne for about 3 or 4 years, but I am very much in love with the confidence that she has in herself and everybody around her. I think she brings a little confidence to me and helps me become a better person as well, and all the things that she does for the community, and just the wealth of knowledge that she brings to everybody. So I'm very excited for Rosanne and her accomplishments, and Chad to be her cheerleader behind her and bringing home the crown. So thank you.
The other sponsors that Rosanne has are her Rose sponsors, which is her top tier, and they are her father, George Leinhardt, her husband, Chad, Palmer Candy Company, Summit Dental Health, and Hydraulic Sales and Service Company. So that is the list of her sponsors. How many people have been to an actual pageant?
One.
Which pageant?
Mrs. America pageant in 1987. I was Mrs. Iowa.
Wonderful.
Las Vegas, right? Las Vegas.
I actually judged the Mrs. Nebraska America pageant earlier this year. So that's the 2 Mrs.
Yes.
All right. And have you competed other than international?
Yes, I have.
In what? Yeah, come on up.
Oh, okay.
I'm filling. I have a spot here to fill.
My first pageant ever was actually with the international system. I used to live in Idaho. I used to live in Nampa, Idaho, and I was Little Miss Idaho International when I was about 8 years old. And then I took a little bit of a break, and I've been playing the violin. I'm going to perform in a little bit here. I've been playing the violin since I was 18 months old, and I've been a ballet dancer since I was 2. And so the Miss America system just kind of came naturally because you have a talent portion in it. And so when I was 13, I competed for my local title, and I received first runner-up. And then I took a break, went to National Junior Miss All States, actually won that national title, and then came back to the Miss America system and competed and won my local. I was Miss Kings County's Outstanding Teen 2015. Went on to compete for Miss California's Outstanding Teen that summer, and I was placed in the top 12, which was exciting because California is such a huge state and there are so many contestants there that I was honored to be placed up there with all of those amazing young ladies. So I have competed other than the international system, but one thing that I really like about this system is how platform oriented it is, because people take pageants the wrong way sometimes. They're like, oh, you compete in pageants, okay, so it's just walking around in a pretty dress and high heels all the time, which I promise you it's not. It's a lot more. We're real girls. We have lives. We go to college or we go to high school. We do all these other activities. We're in sports. We're doing ballet classes, and then we also manage, doing appearances for the title that we actually have, and then doing stuff in the community. And so we stay busy, and I love that pageants allow girls to do that and really allow us to gain valuable life skills. interview is a big deal in the pageant. It's really what solidifies and really what makes the judges know who you are as a person, because they can see you on stage and they can see you smiling in fancy clothes, or if you have talent, competing in your talent, but they really truly don't know who you are until you speak to people. And so being able to sit down and have a face-to-face conversation with people and being trained to do that will help you for the rest of your life, especially if you start out as a teenager. I started out as a young girl. You learn these skills and are able to take them into job interviews and lots of other things. So it's important that we, teach these skills to our young ladies, whether it's through pageants or other school programs or things like that.
All right, so after rehearsals, we're still on the same day, July 21st. There's more. After rehearsals, the contestants will be hosting the red carpet gala and silent auction. Rosanne will wear this flashy and dramatic red gown by Splash Fashions. She will also wear her secret weapon Mark the Fame shoes. The red carpet gown is sponsored by her official dress sponsor, Dream Dress of Sioux City. Her silent auction basket is being sponsored by Palmer Candy, another one of her Rose sponsors. Remind me, the auction is benefiting
the American Heart Association,
right, the
yes,
Go Red,
which is our national platform, yes.
And finally, on this night, Mr. Iowa International will arrive this evening and will be outfitted in one of his official outfits that include trousers from Duluth Trading Company and one of many embroidered sports shirts from Nick Fowler and I was disappointed she doesn't have you dressing up in the tux today, too.
Don't give her any ideas.
All right, I'd like to introduce Lori Taylor with the Master Gardener program.
I'm Lori Taylor, and I am the Master Gardener Coordinator and Regional Foods Coordinator at the ISU Extension and Outreach Office in Sioux City. I've known Rosanne for about 10 years through working with her with the Siouxland Garden Show, and she just is such a great inspiration for people and such a great role model. And when I found out she had gotten her Mrs. Iowa International title, I was just so excited for her, and I couldn't think of a better person to represent Iowa. And then also her platform is such an important one, because right now about 1 in 8 families and people in the United States don't know where their next meal is coming from, and 1 in 5 of those people are children. So her platform is so important for people, and a lot of times at the food pantries there aren't a lot of fresh items, fresh produce and vegetables for people to choose from. So to get home gardeners to donate to the food pantry system is such an important thing. And she just wanted me to speak a little bit about the Master Gardener program. So since 1979, more than 13,000 Iowans have received Master Gardener training. The Master Gardener program has been offered in Woodbury County since 1987, and we have over 500 people that have gone through Master Gardener training in Woodbury County. Over the years, our program has grown a lot, and Woodbury County Master Gardeners report about 5,000 Master Gardener volunteer hours a year, which is a lot. And that is about a benefit to our community of over $129,000, and Master Gardeners are trained volunteers who share a love of gardening, an enthusiasm for learning, and a commitment to helping others. So Rosanne ties right into that Master Gardener description too, because she gives back to so many people. Some projects that Master Gardeners are involved in Woodbury County are designing and maintaining our 5 school gardens that we currently have in Sioux City, and then also the school garden in Lawton Bronson. We answer questions about gardening at the Extension office, and at the farmers market I usually set up our ISU tent down there, and Rosanne has helped. If it's cold, rainy, windy, hot, she's there. When she says she's going to be somewhere, she shows up. And she's brought Teddy a couple times down there to help too. Grow vegetables at home and in community gardens for the food pantries. Plan and conduct gardening workshops, which Rosanne has done that too with our Master Gardener program. and also at the Siouxland Garden Show she has spoken, helped with the Siouxland Garden Show and many, many other projects. We help with Latham Park, Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, Dorothy Pico Nature Center. Master gardeners are involved in a lot of projects in Sioux City and around our community. The Master Gardener class is offered yearly, and it begins in September and runs through November, and the cost is $195, and that includes all of the resource materials that you use in class. And it is ready, so see, I'm a good time filler.
There you go. All right, on July 22nd, the time has arrived. The Mrs. International pageant begins. Rosanne will start the day with more rehearsals at the theater in the morning and afternoon. Mr. Iowa Chad will report to the husbands meeting at noon, and both of them will rehearse together in the afternoon. Rosanne will wear a black Tango Mango party dress, encrusted with Swarovski crystals on the bodice. She needs to really sparkle during this rehearsal because the judges will be present and watching the contestants during this practice session. What do you think? Do you like all the dresses? All right, so we're going to have Garen provide some music for us. the competitive edge for the opening number. All of the contestants will be in this gown as well. The colors will vary from emerald green, white, or hot pink. And this is one of the required outfits.
It's the new festivals, and we're going to Philadelphia in August, so they'll really make it.
This piece I recently played at school with our orchestra, and it's called Ashokan Farewell, and it's a pretty old song, but you may know it. It's possible that you may not. So, good.
All right, during preliminary competition, Rosanne will also compete in the fitness contest. She will wear this two-piece fitness outfit for that portion of the pageant, another one of the required outfits.
Chad likes this one.
My favorite part.
Very cute.
No aerobics? I'm kidding. So you are going down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then coming back.
Yep.
What would be your, if you had to name the top thing so far of her year, what would that be?
Well, I guess the top thing I see is just the growth in her confidence, and seeing it from the start all the way through to where she is now. It's just incredible. She walks into the door with "you know who I am" attitude, and I just love that. And one of the lines that I've always told her is that she is kind of a big deal. And I've always thought that. Now I know that for sure.
You owe him $20 afterwards. So when she told you she was going to do this, what was your first thought? And be honest. What was your first thought when she told you she was going to send in the app?
Well, she asked me about it, and I guess I kind of I thought she had made the decision to do that, and she was informing me that she is doing that. So I was just, oh, that's nice. It's kind of just my reaction, and then later she had said to me that she thought she was second guessing it, and I thought, well, why wouldn't you do that? So it was kind of she thought I was thinking it was silly, but I wasn't. I just thought she'd already made up her mind. So that's kind of how that came about. I just thought it was a great thing for her to do.
I already heard that story. It's just better hearing it from him. So that's, with the Mrs. systems, it doesn't matter which system you're with. That's the thing that is most unique about it, is that it really is a collaborative effort. I mean, she can't do this without the support at home. And anybody that gets involved, I mean, whether you're a teen, a miss, whatever, you have to have that support. But when you're doing it on the Mrs. level, you're bringing your whole family into it, and there has to be 100% support from everybody for you to be successful when you do this, when you make that decision. So it's wonderful to see the support, because some spouses would be like, have fun, you're on your own. All right, I heard your door. So during preliminary competition, on July 23rd, the Mrs. Iowa International Finals will finally reveal the new Mrs. International 2017. That morning, Rosanne will have her final rehearsal and will wear this sparkly evening dress by Press Dress. She will sparkle and shine as she gives it her all, representing Iowa on the final day of the pageant. We have one more change. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, if anybody was taking photos, if you would kindly not post anything to social media of her outfits until the 22nd of July when she's actually down there. It is kind of a big deal in pageants that your wardrobe that you're taking with you is pretty much, it's top secret. And there's still 2 weeks left, so it would be so easy for somebody, and believe me, they all watch each other's page. They're on social media. When you're involved in these competitions, you're watching your competitors because everybody is in it for the same outcome. And 2 weeks left, hey, look what she's got. And they can run, to their local dress shop, their sponsor, and say, you know what, I need to change my whole wardrobe. And I've actually seen it done, and it's something you don't think about, but
that's one thing that's nice about the national system is at least participants. I'm not sure for Mrs. They have you for your evening gown and our picture gown. You have to register it, so 2 people don't show up in the same dress. And so I think that's a great thing because that does.
Oh, it does happen. In fact, I just last weekend was judging the National American Miss Missouri pageant, and like I said, this is my 4th year judging NAM, and in the course of 4 days, I saw the same gown 4 times. To go a step farther, I saw the same gown in the same age category 3 times within an hour. And then the 4th time was on a younger category. I was actually shocked. It's the first time I'd seen it. I'd seen the same gown in different colors, but this was the same purple, yellow, green floral. All of us judges kind of looked at each other like, this is interesting. So I mean, it is, but everybody that competes is very proud And they spend a lot of time deciding what they're going to wear, consulting with their coaches, consulting with their sponsors. So there's a lot of thought that goes into it, especially with the final, which I know we're all waiting to see. Afterwards, Roseanne's going to speak to everybody, and then we invite everybody down to the party room. There are refreshments. Roseanne is going has autograph cards, and she will do those for a small donation, which will go to her charity. And it's the time to do pictures and talk to her and just have a little social afternoon in this great Boutique 20. Thank you again for hosting this. I know with the American USA, the send-off parties are a big deal. I mean, it's something. It's part of the plan. And when we got together the first time and we went through everything, and then a couple days later, I was like, I messaged her and I said, you should consider having a send-off party. You can model everything, have everybody come support. And she's like, what a great idea. And I says, I'm not going to plan it. You just get it all lined up, and we'll all show up and be there to support you. So she got it all lined up with her sponsors and with Boutique. And it's been, I think, a great day. Has everybody liked her outfits?
Oh, yeah.
So there is a very good chance that the competition is going to be live streamed on the internet.
They officially announced it yesterday.
Did they?
The day before.
Did they?
The finals nights will be live streamed, and I believe we're still deciding. Mary Richardson, the director of international pageants, is still deciding on the price, and I believe it's going to be somewhere around $20. And so they'll release that website a little bit later once we get closer to pageant time. But finals night for sure will be live streamed.
I know it's a big thing now to live stream it, and unfortunately there's a little cost involved. But nowadays, what doesn't cost, And you just want to make sure you have a good internet connection, because a couple years ago I was watching a pageant and they were doing you could vote for the contestants in between categories. Every time I would go to vote, my wireless dropped at my house. Most frustrating. So, but that'll be we at home can pretend like we're in Jacksonville and we can cheer and support. Won't be on TV, but you'll be like me. I'll just put it right in front of the TV. Pop the popcorn and sit and watch. See how we are.
Is this evening?
Yes.
It's a hard one. It takes a while. That's why backstage it's nice to have everybody. And people don't realize that pageants, you do actually make friends. Everybody thinks pageants are super vicious, and they see the ones on TV, and there's like girls that are being super mean to each other, and not in my experiences necessarily. I have heard of it happening, but really pageants, you make lifelong friends, especially in the international pageant system. I've heard, and I've talked to multiple people, and they're like, oh, you'll make friends for life, and it's almost like a sorority type of thing where you join the sisterhood and you're in it for the rest of your life. So it's interesting, but it does take a while. So
I know several young women who competed who have then went and got married, and their wedding is like a big pageant reunion. I mean, not only is it people she competed with are in her wedding, but it's everybody that comes to it. It's a big reunion, and a lot of times people haven't seen each other for a while. And like you said, you make lifelong friends. And there is, contrary to what we see in the movies, Mrs. Congeniality, the backstage area really is. I know I was at a pageant once, and literally right before the contestant was to walk out on stage, her zipper blew. And everybody grabbed around her, and they literally stapled and duct taped on the inside, and you didn't know it when she came out on stage.
Awesome.
And when something like that happens at the last minute, there's nothing but you can do except. And then another contestant that we just found out last weekend had actually gotten to this area she was competing, and her luggage never showed up. Never showed up. And she literally was going to change her ticket and fly home. And they got with everybody. There was a dress place in town. They actually they made calls, and everybody, basically banded together and got her a whole new wardrobe and everything, and she was able to compete. So I mean, it really is a wonderful world to be involved with pageants, and the sisterhood and the friendships that you make. it's very, very worthwhile.
Actually, you know someone in the international pilot system that I'm not sure, I cannot remember if it was posted on our private Facebook page, because all of us that compete in the international system, there's a private Facebook page and then there's the public one that everybody can view. But one of the fellow Mrs. Contestants had a house fire and her house ended up burning down, and it was amazing within minutes how much support she got from everybody, you know, saying that they would send her prayers, and then starting GoFundMe pages for her to try and regain her wardrobe before nationals. And you know, you really do find out in those situations like how blessed you are and how much everybody cares and how much people will support you. And I'm just happy that it wasn't closer to the pageant. She had a little bit of time to better prepare and have all of us help her regain her wardrobe so she can.
And your nationals are the week after.
Yes.
And your final night is the 29th, right?
It's the 30th.
30th.
So we have a break since Mrs. Their bigger competitions that are around longer in the international system, they compete in 1 week by themselves, but Miss and Teen are together in the same week at the hotel and at the venue. And so on the 29th, we both have preliminary competitions, so Miss and Teen compete. And then, oh wait, no, Teen, we have Teen prelims on the 29th, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then on no, it's the 28th. I just cannot think. Keep in mind I had a 3.5-hour drive here. Okay. So it's the 28th. Teens compete for finals, and then the Miss compete, and then the finals is combined on the 30th. There we go.
And for the international system, Rosanne is our only representative in Iowa this year. There is no Miss Iowa Teen International, and there is no Miss Iowa. So Rosanne as Mrs. is she's our chance to bring home the national crown this year, the international crown this year. How we doing? That didn't sound real confident. So how many people are going to watch the live stream? Everyone's like, okay, how do I do it? How many people follow Rosanne on her Facebook page for Miss Iowa? Wonderful. Like I said, I follow a lot of people, and there's literally not, as you all know, not a day goes by that she hasn't posted somewhere she's at, something she's doing, some tidbit about her platform. And like I said, I've learned so much just from her post about the platform and how, you know, I can make a difference for the food pantries in my area. I know if you're interested in the international system, you can go to the main page, and if you just search for the Mrs. International, it'll pull it up, and you can contact them at the national office if you know somebody that's interested. I heard the door. So finally the great moment will arrive, and the new Mrs. International will be crowned. If Rosanne is the lucky lady, she will be crowned in this classic and stunning royal blue evening gown by Moonlight. This gown features a crystal brooch accent, corset back, and dramatic train. This dress is sponsored by her proud father, and no matter the outcome, Rosanne has been honored to represent Iowa this year as Mrs. Iowa International 2016, and will leave it all on the stage when she competes.
This is what took so long.
What do we think of her gown?
Let's see the shoes.
See your belly shoes.
Beautiful.
Just silver. Just please.
I'm going to turn the floor over to you. It says you want to speak.
I do. Well, first of all, thank you for your patience. And today, as we did the dress changes, and first, I don't want to forget to thank my personal attendant, Christy. Would you come here? Hey, Christy. I didn't warn her about the corset, and I said, the last dress is kind of a lot of work. And she's like, oh my, we can do this. So, Trixie and I have known each other for a long time. We met when we were like 2. And I just really appreciate it, and she's always been behind me, so I couldn't have a better person than to dress me.
So I also want to thank Troy for coming all the way from Council Bluffs and being my pageant coach. I am new to this game. I am a 44-year-old beauty queen, so I would like to tell people your dreams are never dead. It was a bucket list item that I thought I had let go and had this opportunity, and it's really been an adventure, and I couldn't do it without Chad. What a lot of people don't know is behind the glitz and the glamour, we've had some rough situations confront us this spring, and he and this pageant kept me going. So, because when you reach out and you help other people, you can't be sad, and it does nobody any good to sit in your room and look at the ceiling and be upset. So I put on a pretty dress. As you can see, I had a few things in the closet. I can never say I don't have anything to wear. He goes, oh, don't even go there. Even go there. But I put on a nice dress and that crown, and it has really helped get me through a trying time that we've had. And so I'm just so pleased everybody came, and I appreciate everybody's support. And I'm going to do my very best, and we're just really looking forward to being down in Jacksonville together, and we have family coming also from Missouri, so we're very, very excited. And I want to invite everybody to go and have some treats. There is punch and tea and something sweet and goodies for everybody, and I will be in there to greet everybody. I want to see everybody, and I want to thank these are all the very important people in my life. Also, thank you, Jill, for coming. She is the Mrs. Iowa 2015. I appreciate you coming and your help during my year too. Thank you very much. So thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you down in the party room. So.
Oh, and you're the escort. Yeah, you too, Gracie. Stand up. Gracie.
And a reminder, if anybody wants to help with the People's Choice Award voting, you can drop off with me and we'll get that taken care of and get those votes put together.
Hi ladies, thank you for coming.